What's up, guys? Working on the Jeep again today. Got a new camera. Well, it's not new, but it's better than the other one I had. But we'll get to work on the 4-link a little bit more today, and kind of record a little bit as I go. Thanks for watching. So I got this this bar welded under here. I decided to go ahead and put a bar, welded all the way across the frame there. And so what I'm going to do is just build some tabs off of that for these lower control arms. So we'll get started on that. That piece of square tubing is just some 3/16. I think it's 188 wall, but I'm gonna make some crossbars that go from that will bolt into my skid plate. That way it kind of gives it some forward reinforcement there. Of course the skid plate unbolts, but or the cross member there, but hopefully I can tie it all together and make it strong enough to hold up. So So this is that cross member I made. I kind of boxed it in a little bit, and I decided to go ahead and weld this to the frame. So I'm trying to weld all of this stuff up before I get it welded in the Jeep, and then I'll try to connect this to my my tranny cross member somehow to strengthen it up a little bit, especially right behind these where the link mounts are, just to give it some forward support. Right, what I'm thinking on this cross member is welding a piece of angle iron to it. That way I'll have a surface to bolt my skid plate to, and hopefully it will strengthen that cross member up a little bit. Alright, I had a bunch of coffee this morning. We'll see how straight this line is. Try a different angle. It's not too bad, but the heat did warp it a little bit. It's got a little bit of a bow to it now. Oh well. We'll clamp her down and straighten it out. Alright, I'm back to working on this cross member again. I'm trying to tie this into the lower link mounts. So what I'm going to do is, this will make more sense later, but I made these. I'm going to weld those on to give the skid plate something to lay on, and then I'm going to make this to where it bolts into the that lower link mount. That's going to be welded to the frame, and then I've kind of gusseted it up a little bit and made a mount for the skid plate to lie on, and then I'll make the two bolt together. That way when this bolts into the frame, it'll be kind of connected to, they'll be connected together, you know what I mean? So I'm just kind of winging this as I go. I made the first part of it, and now the ideas are kind of starting to flow a little bit, so I'm just kind of going with the flow. Alright, I think I'm gonna add a little piece here. This is the top side of the cross member, but you can see that's where my joint is, and so I made this thing, and I think I'm just going to weld it to, around here. That way when I pull this off, I'll have a nice area. I can put a screw through there right up from the bottom, connecting the two together. Seems like it's getting kind of clunky with all of this stuff, but I don't know, I keep telling myself that the more I add, the more it's going to add to the strength of this area, for those lower control arms. But I don't know, hopefully it works out. It's kind of a lot of work building all this crap. Alright, so you can kind of see what I did there. Let's have a flat spot where these two connect together. I put a bolt right through here. And there it is with the piece of 1/4 inch plate. I will have to cut this out a little bit for the transmission. It hangs down about 2 inches, so I'll just make a little, you know, a tunnel for that or whatever, but it's looking pretty good.